Welcome, my friends, to black holes. Well, that is a term that we often heard from science, and they try to explain what black holes are. But, dear friends, look, see this? This is the Book of Light. This is the Book of Light. And one of the German's branch books translated into German, so English, the greatest handwritten English book in the world, 2,500 euro or $3,000. Half of it for printing, half of it for binding. Since 30 years, I don't take 1 cent from my books. Yeah, you never heard of that, right? Do you know an author that doesn't take money from his books? Me. So I should be put in the Guinness Book of Records. That explains the entire Book of Light. I sent it to you at no cost. Okay. So now, today we talk about black holes. Book of Light calls it Laya. Laya. You too came from a lyre. The lyre is the Laya, not liar, but Laya. L-A-Y-A. Sanskrit. Satyanasti Paradharma. A planet angel emanates from a Laya point into manifestation, expands itself, causes the etheric planet, and attracts other etheric beings that have karma with him. See, there's no gravitation. There's no gravity. I tell you something. Scientists are ignorant. Now you could say or argue, well, they did all they can fly to the moon, they can do here and there. But the problem that these dear people have is they do all these things to find the source of everything, while the source is not out there, it's in there. So they're stupid. Friendly said, they're stupid. But they have family, they have to pay their apartment, their house, and this and that, so they do their thing. Okay, let's forget it. Now, if you want to know about Laya, read this book. Divine Message from the True God, Nirvana. Not the creator God is meant by that. No. There's no creator God. And I am no atheist. You see, this is the Book of Light. Glory to the Book of Light. Look at it. Look at it. So, now, what is Laya? See, 311 trillion, 40 billion years of human and cosmic evolution have disappeared, and about 150 billion years, the thing has arisen through Laya, which is a differentiation point, you know, differential integral in mathematics, into manifestation. Everything comes through Laya. Yes, it is a dark hole. Yes. They have tampered in Atlantis with that dark hole, with those dark holes. And they caused the tumbling of planets through the universe. And stellar wars. So now today we talk about black holes. And I hope many scientists and other people from think tanks listen to that. The truth is not out there. Because when you ask them, when you ask these dear people, what are you doing there? They say, we want to find the source of everything. What? Almost I said to them, you're nuts, but I don't say that. The source of the outside can only be in the inside. Or, did I say, listen, a 10-year-old can understand me if he has a little bit of common sense. A 10-year-old. We don't need no brain surgeons. A 10-year-old. Whatever you are aware of arising and passing away, is that you know, otherwise it would pass away too. Are you your parents, your grandmother, your grandfather? They're dead, maybe. Are you still there? So you're not them. My dear friends, the truth is so simple. So simple. As they want to make it complicated. Because they get money from the governments and so forth. And they invent their stories. But you see, here we are with the Book of Life. This is an introduction into it. I sent it to you at no expense. Just the how do you say? A poster, of course, for example. Just write me and send it to you. Listen, I'm Christian Anders. I'm right now #1 of the charts. Wait a minute, you don't believe it? Since 50 years, I'm #1 of the charts. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Believe it. Every German knows it. So, you see, dear friends, the media hate me. They hate me. The German media hate me. But my fans love me. Who is #1? Moment. Who is #1 this week? Do I have to say more? Listen, I detach myself more and more from this insane world ruled by insane people who blame me for spreading the Book of Light and its branch scriptures. Glory, glory to the Book of Light. Okay, so, Laya, black holes. Book of Light teaches since billions of years and now reawakened since 30 years, more or less, that Laya is a differentiation point through which planets emanate into being. In Atlantean times, they have abused Laya. There were black magicians who were able to influence. You see, who was it? Archimedes said, "Give me a lever, and I'm moving an entire planet." That's right. That's right. And those black magicians were able by meditation to enter Laya and change the cause of planets, the course of planets. Yeah, the course of planets. There you go. Book of Light goes back to 150 billion years old. 150 billion years since reawakening of the universe through Laya, through black hole. There's one big black hole at the reawakening of each universe. And the first who reawakes through Laya, driven by desire, by the way, by Trishna, is the highest being in that connection, Brahman, of many misspelled as Brahman and so forth. I published a book, Sanskrit, the most abused language in the world. Sorry. Laya. A planet, a planetary angel, a being, manifests by planetary chain teaching, which is explained in the Book of Light, manifests through Laya to that point of differentiation, driven by Trishna, desire, into the world with a planetary chain. 7 globes, also 12, but 7 globes, 6 invisible, 1 visible. The visible is the 4th. We are on it now. See, without the teaching, you will understand nothing. But you will understand soon one thing: what arises must pass away. It will be sucked up into Laya again, into black hole. Scientists know nothing at all. They can invent computers and machines and and going to the moon, to Mars. They know nothing. They are basically stupid. It's what they are. But they get their money. They have to pay their apartments. They have to pay their houses. They get supply from the government, billions of dollars they get to mislead you into a direction where you do not belong. And see what they say about trash around the earth, around the planet Earth. I warned 30 years ago with the Book of Light of that problem. You create trash, space trash. I tell you something. Maybe it's good that one day everything will explode. It will manifest again, driven by what? By desire. But first of all, or most of it, all these insane politicians, bankers, priests, they will all be driven away, suffer on their hell regions, and the pure ones will arise again. And the pure ones will be stronger and stronger and stronger. At the moment, we live in an insane world ruled by insane people. They will reap their karma. Don't you worry. So what is the goal of it all? Will I be born again with all these idiots or these insane people? With all these bankers, priests, politicians? Not necessarily. If you understand the detachment process from this world. Well, if you don't want to come, let's say, somebody says, I don't want to return to this world. Then you must overcome your detachment. No, your attachment from the world. Your attachment from the world. That's rule number 1. You cannot just wish, I don't want to. I know many people who say, I don't want to come back in this insane world. They're all insane and baby blood drinking, adrenochromic politicians, bankers, policemen. Then you got to do something. You have to become detached from the sensations of your body. If you want the highest, you must detach from body, emotion, mind, soul, and spirit. Then comes nirvana, the end of suffering. Not the end of you. The end of the one that doesn't suffer anymore. That's something different. It's the abolition of perception and sensation. Sanya Vedita Nirodha. You're not ready for that? Then go and suffer. Listen, I don't get any money from that. $3,500, €2,500 approximately. I don't get any money from it. I don't need money. I never needed money. The Mahachan said to me, you will be provided always. I was homeless under the bridge in Los Angeles, in front of Patrick's Roadhouse, a restaurant where I, before that, dined and was with the most famous people of the world. But I didn't want that. And when I became homeless, they didn't let me back into the restaurant, into that bar. I said, okay. I just wanted a coffee. Arnold Schwarzenegger said to me before, "There's Christian Anders." Arnold, you have a hole in your heart. You know that. In spite of your bodybuilding, look at my muscles. I'm 67. Look at this. Look at my hands. I was MMA fighter, I was Taktarov and others. Look at me. And I'm healthy. I don't have a hole in my heart. Okay. But I'm 76. Did I say 67? That's wrong, 76. Liar. Black hole. The entire universe, when it reawakens, it's not created and it was not the first time, it reawakens because, and here we come to detailed knowledge from the Book of Light, there are three, all beings, the source and root matter, Mula Prakrit, Sanskrit. And the beings leave periodically the source, fall into material world, surround themselves with forms, first highly spiritual and then condensing due to more and more desire into structure of today. And what do they learn? We don't belong here. Then comes the Book of Light, and they ask, where do we belong? To where you came from, you wrong-guided beings. That was necessary. Why are then we here? I mean, they ask a natural question, which is understandable. They ask, why are we here? To learn that where you belong. And to learn where you don't belong. You don't belong to a transient world. And even the highest heavens are not your true home. Understand? This little book will tell you where you belong. And then, if you see, the problem is, even if you believe it, even if you know even if you think that's true, even if you think that's true, Book of Light, greatest handwritten English book in the world, even then, it may be difficult for you to transform that knowledge into reality, because you're back to your wife, to your kid, to your home, to your apartment, to your this and to your that, to your profession. And what now? Am I here to tell you what now? I am just passing on the truth. Listen. What I say is, you may redirect your attention and your search from inside to outside to outside to inside. Because there it's not. There it's not, otherwise you wouldn't suffer. See, you have let's take the most beautiful situation. You have a wife, you have 3 children, you have everything, you have a home, no problems. Let's assume that, which is very rare, by the way. Now your wife dies or your children die. One day they will all die. You keep that in your mind and say, oh my God. They're being taken away from me. Oh my God. And you say to your wife, in your bed, after you have sex maybe with her, you say, one day you will leave me. She said, I will never leave you. So no, you will leave me. And you explain to her, you said, I read the Book of Light. I thought I read this little book. It says what arises must pass away. Well, she said, well, if that's true, reincarnation, we will meet again. and we will split again, you say. How dissatisfying. And what if in your next life you will not come with me, we will not meet together, you will meet with somebody else, outliving your karma? Well, you see, that's possible. Listen, the book teaches that you had karma with many people. Who tells you that you will live again with your wife and have children again? Come on. Whatever is transient is not you. Whatever is transient is painful and suffering. This is the point, what I wanted to tell you. Now, of course, you can come back, reincarnate, and reincarnation, there's no doubt about it. Even the Bible teaches reincarnation was removed later on. Anyway, but listen. I had the most beautiful women in the world. One of them was Heather Thomas, a fall guy, 2 years. Look how she looks today. If somebody is attracted to beauty, come on. Give me a break. You can Google it. Christian Anders, Heather Thomas. See what I mean? And I had 2,000 other beautiful women in the world. No problem with that. And I'm still beautiful. What do you think how many fan mails I become from all over the world? I'm 76. Do I look like 76? No. Because I have the power in me. But that power soon will experience how the body will die. And therefore the body is not me, the body is what is not me. Anatta. Laya. The topic. Every life breaks through Laya. Scientists know nothing about black holes. They know nothing. They tamper with it. They create great machines that create a black hole situation, but they know nothing. What they need is this. They threw me out from the Jewish museum where they taught man derives from ape. I said, no. Ape derives from man. Ape is the result of man, of sex between men and animals, and so forth and on. Okay, good. Now let's see. I have the tendency to confuse myself with this ultra knowledge of the Book of Life. That is still my human weakness. I have nothing to do with that. Nothing. It was dictated to me. If I would have written that, I would claim all the Nobel Awards in the world. And many things that were predicted in the, to me, dictated Book of Light happened today. Laya, black hole. See, and everything is drawn again in the black hole. Black hole you can compare to the womb of a impregnated woman. You know, the being is in the. But listen, it's important. The fetus is in the womb. It expands. Can it stay in the womb? The woman would explode. No, nonsense, right? It would explode. So it created, throughout billions of years, an opening between the legs. But that wasn't always like that. Glory to the Book of Life. It was, so, okay, it grows into the female womb. And it is pushed outside through the vagina. Because it can't remain in there. I will let you be born with pain and suffering, says the God in the Bible. Why? Because the Book of Light teaches, volume 1 or 2 or 3, that you can read it, or in the entire book here, that we once were beings that were not that dense as now, that condensed. We were etheric. And when we reproduce ourselves, just a structure from ourselves was left our structure, was combined for a moment with that for a time, and then grew by itself. But when the being is condensed more and more, it cannot just leave by the body, it grows in the body. Aren't you flabbergasted by the Book of Light? Nothing compares to that knowledge. I don't care if 1 person or 3 persons click here. This is anyway too early. Too early. The blood will spread meters high until the people are ready for the teaching of the Book of Light. Glory.